Mind. It is a question everyone's asking, especially police. All month long, problem solver Tony Pipitone has been tracking the timeline, tracking Casey's every movement. Tonight, he looks inside the minds of mothers who killed.
When it comes to killing your own children, Susan Smith of South Carolina and Andrea Yates of Texas have gained the most notoriety in recent history. And then along came Casey Anthony of Orlando.
Even if she is dead,
there's your full-blown depression. The depression's on the left in the blue mini dress.
A tabloid media sensation, she's been depicted, sometimes vilified, as a narcissistic party girl and compulsive liar. But what lies inside the mind of the 22-year-old, described by friends and family as a loving mother to 2-year-old Kaylee? Casey Anthony has undergone 2 psychological evaluations, reports sealed by the judge who ordered them after her arrest in July. But compare what Casey is accused of doing to what both Andrea Yates and Susan Smith admit they did, and you get a better picture of what faces Anthony in court if her mental health becomes an issue in her case. Dr. Ryan Hall, a Lake Mary psychiatrist, has not examined Casey and cannot comment on her specifically, but he studied women who kill and why.
You have to look at the motivation, why they're doing that, why they feel they have to do that.
Have to kill their own child. Psychiatrists focus on 5 general reasons. One is called altruistic, like doing the child a favor, putting her out of her mother's misery. There are psychotic killings when the mother is having hallucinations or delusions, and accidental killings usually resulting from abuse. Revenge killing, getting back at a spouse or the child's father, and finally the killing of an unwanted child. Dr. Hall says only in extreme cases can the killer be found not criminally responsible for the death.
You have to have a severe mental illness. And 2, due to the mental illness, you had to not realize what you were doing was wrong.
That's what happened to Andrea Yates, the Texas mom who drowned her 5 children and calmly reported the deaths to police, saying she was battling Satan. She's now in a psychiatric hospital. Casey's prosecution so far seems closer to that of Susan Smith, who let a car containing her 2 children roll into a lake, drowning them, then lied, blaming carjackers who never existed. Smith got a life sentence in South Carolina.
She was interested in an individual, and he said, I don't want to be with a single mother, and she killed her 2 kids.
And there was concealment there?
There was concealment. It was planned out. She made false statements to the police about it. She was trying to avoid detection. She knew what she had done was wrong.
Of course, police believe Casey is concealing where Kaylee's body is.
No more lies, no more bull coming out of your mouth. We've been very respectful. We're taking our time and talking to you. But we're tired of the lies. No more lies. What happened to Kaylee?
I don't know.
You do know. What happened to Kaylee?
I don't know where she is. That is the God's honest.
If Casey were delusional, that is, she really believed she worked at Universal or dropped off Kaylee with the imaginary babysitter, that would be one thing. But the state alleges she was just lying. Psychiatrists like Dr. Hall routinely determine whether someone is delusional or just deceptive.
You have to look at what the motivation is there. Is it that they don't want to admit that they really are unemployed? Do they have to let people think that they're greater than they are? So there could be personality factors, needs for narcissism, needs to be seen as greater than you are. Or there could be trying to hide embarrassment or shame.
But not necessarily a severe mental illness?
Not necessarily a severe mental illness.
So if there's no severe mental illness, there's no way Casey can avoid going to prison if she's convicted.
Exactly. People found insane go to a state mental hospital, but that's reserved for truly psychotic people, and Casey just doesn't seem to fit that bill.
So then where does she fit?
Well, she's not been convicted of anything. We need to remember that. But clearly she has issues. They could lead to the death penalty being taken off the table or mitigate against a death sentence if she ever is convicted. Tomorrow night at 11, we'll look at those issues, specifically her web of lies and what they say about her motivations.